this week lesson, we will be focusing on mobile apps, right? Of course, mobile apps is the soft side of it, which is a software. We have to also understand the hardware, which is our phone. First of all, I will do a quick recap on connection or connectivity. After that, we talk about the phone, how the phones have evolved. Then in part 3, we will look into what is inside our smartphone, right? In terms of the communication modules, what are the sensors available, what are the actuators. Then subsequently, we'll run through these few questions to talk about why smartphone is smart. Then how can we use smartphone for our IoT solution? Finally, talking about can we extend what the smartphone has in place? Can we extend beyond what it's capable of doing? Okay, finally, we will look into some case study of mobile apps that is around us and try and understand the key idea behind launching or the use of these mobile apps. So first of all, connectivity. All right, connectivity is important to be able to plan and sketch out network topology. Network topology, you have learned a bit when we touch on Modbus. Remember the daisy chain, star connection, and so on. But when we are looking at the internet, right, it is allowing us to really have ability to connect to any device or any equipment as long as they are in the internet, right? So this is really, really powerful. In your previous lessons in week 4, where you learned about serial communication, you learned that with UART, all right, RS232 is point-to-point. You are allowing 2 devices to get connected. When you learn about SPI I2C, you learn that there could be multiple slave devices. When you learn about Modbus, right, this is the industrial grade kind of a communication that extend the distance that device can connect. But I think coming back to what MKR Wi-Fi 1010 is capable of in terms of its Wi-Fi functionality, in week 1, you have learned about using it as an access point, right? So access point equivalent to a router. It supports connectivity of a few more devices coming along. And in week 1, you have used your handphone to join MKR. In most cases, you will be using your MKR as a station mode where it connects to the router itself. And in our lab activities, you are putting MKR into a mode that it connects to your handphone hotspot, right? So this is the 2 different modes that our MKR can be in. And for your project work, you will definitely be using MKR with its Wi-Fi function, all right, so that it can then join the network that you are coming together. So for handphone network, all right, how is it like? Right, this part I let you ponder over for a while. So we have satellite dish to support all this connection. And of course, handphone is not using Wi-Fi. We need the long distance. And that's where we have, or today, we are now moving towards 5G. Some of you are already using 5G connectivity. And some of us, like myself, I'm still stuck with 4G. And in this particular 5G, 4G kind of terminology, it is allowing devices like our handphone to connect to the base station where it's the satellite allowing the communication. All right, so this is more like a star connection. If you look at the satellite dish or the base station as a main point, because a base station will then connect to the rest of the handphones. But if you look at base station, how base station connects to the rest, to the telco network, then it will be all mesh network. So now that you know handphone is able to be in the network because of the satellite base station, and handphones can talk to one another so long you know which number to call, and the unique ID, probably all of you would have guessed, would be your phone number, right? But to the telco, maybe the phone number, right, is not the unique ID. There are some other IDs that is being used to identify the phone. All right, so this part, since we are not going in depth into telecommunications, I will not delve too deep. But I want to use this slide to share with you that when we, or as human, when we know that telecommunication is crucial, we have started off by, or with Telegram, right? This Telegram is not your handphone Telegram. This is really the old school Telegram where you really press the button to send messages to a distant location. And after Telegram, we know that it's not so fast, not so informative. Then that's where we started off with voice call, right? With voice call, the telephone that you can talk to your friends a distant away. by dialing their numbers and then speaking over the phone. And if you look at the headset, right, this is your headset with the microphone over here and the speaker at the other end. This is like our TX-RX. If you still recall for what RS-232, we have two lines. One for picking up your voice, which is a microphone over here. The other one, which is the speaker, to produce the voice that your friend is trying to speak to you. So from telephone, we have internet, right? We have handphone. Handphone are not as smart. I think these are typical handphones, right? After that, we have PDAs. Where are PDAs? PDAs are here, all right, where you have your BlackBerry. They were trying to talk about helping with the users with doing administration, replying emails, and so on. That's the time where you have the keyboard, equivalent of a keyboard on your handphone. All right. Then finally, we are here, right? We are here with a smartphone. I want to draw your attention to the picture below here. You can see that handphone, all right, started off with very big size, and this is what we call the brick phone, BRICK, because it's as heavy as a brick and as hard as a brick. And this is the first first version of a handphone that you can carry around as you move around. Then you can notice the shrinkage in size. All right, phones are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And at the juncture here, when PDA start evolving, and then phone become larger. All right, phone become larger. I just want to call out to the group of students here with me. Do you know why? Why is there a change in this size of the phone? Right, we can see the physical size of phone shrunk and then grew again. I also want you to take or pay attention to the screen size. All right, the screen on your handphone. All right, they are small, or they were small and suddenly they were big and getting bigger and bigger. Any idea? I mean, because I didn't put in class point, so I would welcome anyone who would like can type in the group chat. Okay. I see that there's one entry. Old phone, very heavy. Yes, old phone heavy because it is old technology. Old technology in terms of battery, all right? The battery technology wasn't so advanced. They were bulky. Furthermore, you see this weak antenna, weak as in WHIP, all right, weak. This weak antenna, it is the early stage of our RF telecommunication technology. All right, so this is the part that it is not so mature, and a lot of electronics were bulky also. All right. Okay, good. We have another entry, change in user needs. Very nice. All right. So what is the change in user need? If you look at the phone started off with just calling, voice call, exchange of information. But that exchange of information has changed, right? Of course, my time, when I was a teenager like you, I have a Nokia phone. The needs is different. We want to kill time while we wait for friends, we play games and so on. But as we move down, we saw that the change in needs has revolutionized everyone, because now the screen can provide a lot more information, right? Especially the part where different apps come along. You can do this, you can do that. You can identify that this is a camera icon. You can use this as a camera. You can use this as a voice recorder. You can use this as an alarm, and so on and so forth. It's endless, all right? It's endless. And why the screen gets bigger? Because now we are hungry for information, and the hunger is endless. As we have social media coming along, right? That time, I think Facebook, right? Nowadays, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, and lots more, or YouTube, all right? Therefore, you are using your phone as a means to run through some of this media also. And therefore, the increase in size, not because technology has broken down. Remember, we talk about size shrinking down because of technology advancement. We are able to make things small. But the request to have big screen is because everyone is hungry for information. Everybody want to have access to media, videos, and so on, and they want to see more things. And that's why the change in the design of phones. All right, but I think as you all have observed, phones tends to be not so big. It is still about the size of a palm, so that it is still handy within your reach of your hand, so that it's not too bulky. And this is somehow reach a stable stage already, and therefore you can continue to enjoy what you are enjoying now.